Ahoy there crew, this is your captain speaking, and today I'm going to draw in my evil style, while I talk a bit about how you can develop your own art style in general. This video is actually very similar to one of my first videos on the channel. It's been privated for a long time, so I thought I'd remake it when the evil art style trend came and went. Before I could develop an evil art style, I needed to draw something in my usual style, so I decided to draw my OC Copper. It's been a while and I could always use some more art for my art fight profile. But what exactly is an art style? I define it as a series of choices you make about your art process. Having a unique art style makes your art more consistent and in turn more recognizable. For a hobby artist or someone who's not keen on growing an online presence and or a career in art, it's not really as important. Consistency breeds recognizability, so it can be very helpful to get your name out there. My art style has been very consistent for quite some time, but I do see a huge difference between art I made just a year ago and now. To be able to actually do this challenge properly, I had to make a list of characteristics of my own art style. Stuff like this has always been hard for me, but I could at least define a few qualities of my art. I draw people with semi-realistic proportions, hair and eyes always have a decent amount of detail. I tend to stick to brighter colors, especially recently. When shading, every element of the artwork gets a decent amount of highlights regardless of the lighting or material of the element. For shading and highlights, I shift the hue a lot. I always add in some extra layers with the airbrush and different layer modes to help add some extra depth and color variation to my art. In all honesty, I love my art style and can't imagine myself drawing characters in any other way at all. These details are a combination of the different choices I made about my art process to get to this point. To make these choices for your style, you first need to know why you are drawing. Is your goal to make realistic illustrations, comics, physical merchandise, or animations? Depending on what you plan to do, you could benefit from certain types of styles. For example, a simple cartoony style is much more suited for frame-by-frame animation because you can easily redraw it many times. You wouldn't be able to do that with a highly detailed style nearly as efficiently. But you have to actually draw to develop your art style. Start with whatever feels right to you, but slowly experiment with new styles, methods, colors, and even brushes. Keep what you like, the result and process of, and keep experimenting with the rest. This isn't to say that you should stop experimenting once you've found a method that you like, since if you find something you might like better, I definitely recommend you try it. To find styles and techniques to try out, look at other people's art, observe their final pieces, their speed paints, and maybe even take a look at tutorials they have up. Tutorials and art hacks might just have some hidden gems that you feel like permanently adding to your art style. If you're often, you might see that there are some differences in this piece. I drew it with a few extra steps compared to my usual art for the past while now, but this is what I currently consider to be my true style. To create my evil style, I figured doing the opposite of what I always do would be my best bet. This meant that I had to draw in a more cartoony style. It also needs to be lineless. As for the colors, the hue shifts with shading need to be smaller or non-existent, and the colors need to be a lot more desaturated. I prefer cartoon styles having brighter colors, but unfortunately I could not do so in this case. When experimenting with your art style and taking inspiration from others, it's important to distinguish between what you like drawing and what you just like looking at. Some methods might even make your art look better while you don't really enjoy doing it. There's no shame in just not doing it then. Art is supposed to be fun after all, especially if you're just doing it as a hobby. You could also make that compromise if you really like the result. For example, I don't particularly enjoy drawing line art. It can sometimes take forever and make my hand hurt a lot, but I make the compromise to still draw it because I really like the result. Now, my final tip for you is this. Finding your art style is usually not quick or easy. It might take you months, it might take you years, but your journey is your own to make, so get out there and enjoy yourself. You never know where the road might take you. But here you can take a look at my evil art style. It can be a little grey but super saturated colors, and even just the ones I use normally make it look great. I really like it. I hope that hearing a bit about my process and tips for developing an art style was helpful. Feel free to leave your own tips down in the comments if you have any. But be sure to like and subscribe so that I can see you again for our next voyage. Bye bye!